Just in case you haven't been paying attention, Ted Cruz is a very, very conservative guy. How conservative? Well, the New York Times starts out a piece by quoting John McCain as calling him a wacko bird, and then proceeds to list his very conservative positions. By the way, the senator from Texas hasn't exactly hidden the fact that he is what he calls a constitutional conservative, a consistent conservative. The whole basis of his argument against Donald Trump right now, beside the battle over delegates, has to do with the fact that he says that Trump, consistently has supported liberal democratic causes for 40 years because Trump was not always, by his own admission, all that conservative. So this New York Times piece is fascinating. It talks about how Cruz is to the right of Ronald Reagan on immigration policy because Reagan teamed up with the Democrats in 1986, of course, with a big liberalization compromise. The whole GOP just about is to the right of Reagan these days on immigration. Then there is Cruz opposing abortion, even in the case of rape and incest. Cruz supporting an amendment that would allow states to decide whether they wanted to perform or even recognize same-sex marriage. Cruz favors the gold standards. The New York Times tells us he wants to abolish the IRS, fill out your taxes on a postcard. He criticized Trump on deportation policy from the right. Wow. And then, just in case you missed the point, the New York Times tells us that Cruz will be the most conservative presidential nominee in half a century, maybe even to the right, perhaps even to the right of Barry Goldwater. So the underlying argument here is that Cruz is just too conservative to win. Now, this is one of the reasons that some mainstream Republicans think that Cruz would be a terrible nominee. They think that he may be, that the positions that he takes may well